Good evening, hello everybody, and welcome back to Dice Illusions and our ongoing campaign, Fool's Landing, using the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition system. Our campaign is actually set in the Forgotten Realms. I'm Jamie, I'll be the Dungeon Master this evening, and this evening we are joined by the stars of Fool's Landing, who could make it this evening, and we have going in order from left to right on the screen. I'm going to have you introduce yourself and your character, starting with Brandon. Good evening.
Good evening. I am Nod Zosferatu. I am a thief humanoid.
All right. Very good. And then next up we have Tim. Hello.
I'm Tim. I'm playing Griff. He's a 4th level ranger, human.
Perfect. And lastly we have Wayne.
Hello, I'm Wayne. I'm playing Seharn, a 4th level aquatic elf, priest of the god of the winds and sails, Seharn.
Beautiful. Last session we left off actually right at the tail end of a combat, and tonight we are down a couple of heroes. So we're going to jump back over to our map, and I think the news here actually is that both of our players who are missing this evening both leveled up after last session. Mithra and Kurza are now one level greater. I think they're both now level 5.
Yeah.
So
Congrats for them.
yeah,
All right.
it's good for them.
Mhm.
It's not good
Good
for
for them.
us though right now, because they won't be with us, we don't believe, this evening, but if they do jump in, we'll be glad to have them. But so this is now needing a little shifting for our fighter, gladiator, and our wizard. They're sliding down to 5th level, and they can, when they get here, process their hit points and other new benefits. But parties are now a little bit stronger, actually. That's actually a really good jump to have right where you happen to be. And where you happen to be is in the middle of the Sea of Fallen Stars. We are here in the tower, and last session our party explored the 3rd level of the tower. Who would like to give us a quick recap of what happened last session on this 3rd floor?
You guys want me to do it?
You should
All
know
right.
by now. This is your role.
So we moved up to from the 2nd to the 3rd floor. Griff noticed that there were multiple sets of footprints. One was from the Helmed Horror that we had already run into, and one was a bare humanoid foot. We went around counterclockwise around the tower and found 2 sets of doors. We picked the east doors, the right doors, which turned out to be, when we were looking from the outside of the tower, were the 2 intrusions on the outside of the tower. So we're on that level. Went through that door. We heard this humming, saw some mirrors on either side of the long hallway, and saw a door to the north and a door to the south. Went to the door to the north, opened it after checking for traps, and a humanoid, gray skinned, popped out, and we immediately entered into combat. We defeated it. Then after three or 4 rounds of combat, and then all of a sudden, Renwick, our thief that's tagging along with us, a little gnome guy, was attacked from behind by another one that looked just like him out of the south door. We were able to defeat him, but during the battle, we lost Baden, who had cast a spell, appeared behind him. Creature grabbed him. We heard a great gasp. After combat, we found Baden had been turned to stone, and I believe it was Kurza that said these are called, they're male versions of Medusas, Madar. We checked out the rooms, found a little bit of treasure, some gold, but no real clues. We were worried about the mirrors, so we took a look into them, and they looked like security cameras looking into different areas, maybe of the tower. We're not really sure yet. Didn't find really anything else of interest in these 2 rooms. Went back to the main portion of the tower and continued counterclockwise. Entered into a room in the north end of the tower through a door to the south and entered into it. And the room contained 10 stone pedestals, each with an hourglass on top. 4 of them were 50% full, 4 were 25% full, 2 were 75% full. And then Seharn turned around and looked at Griff, who's a humanish, and he looked like he had aged at least a month or so since we'd first entered the tower. And there was a door to the south that we decided to explore. We opened the door. It looked like a big banquet hall. And along the walls of the banquet hall were long tables. And then in the back of the banquet hall, the very south end, was another long table. And there were 3 more helmed horrors, 1 missing, which we assume must have killed the one, destroyed the other one. Immediately attacked, entered into a long combat. Curza was able to web one of them. One of them we were able to lure out of the room, and we took him down, and the other one slammed the door, and that's when the session ended.
Yeah, so where we'll pick up is with the 4 of you, your 3 characters and Renwick are now in the Hourglass room. I guess just narratively speaking, as far as Curza and Mithra's characters are concerned, that they perhaps thought it would be worthwhile to go and check on your friends on the bottom floor. So we'll say that they have stepped away to possibly go and check on them. They may have been concerned from some of the things that happened recently during last session. But where we are right now is with Griff and Seharn and Nod all in this hourglass room. The door was slammed and it never reopened. You heard some slight movement, I think, from behind the door for a moment, but after that, you found yourself standing again in the room with the hourglasses. We'll pick it up there. How would you all like to proceed?
I don't think those things are going to come out of that room after us. So I think they're fairly automated. Maybe there's a patrol pattern, but I think I'm hurt. And I'm pretty much out of spells. And I need clarification on how long it's been since our last rest.
I think it's been since you left the bottom floor, which would have been 2 sessions ago, if I'm not mistaken. You had stayed down on that level below this, and so you've been in a combat with the Madar and the Helmed Horrors since your last rest. But yeah, you're right.
Not that long.
Everyone's looking a little bit chewed up from...
I'm at half, yeah.
I have 1 pot.
I can't see Nod's health yarns.
I can't see anybody's data but my own, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah, you would see he has a cut or 2 across him, but nothing too bad. He doesn't look too bent out of shape.
Seharn, looks like you're a little more than half. There we go. Nod's 3/4.
Yeah, you should be able to see the little red bar, hopefully weighing above the other tokens.
Much, yeah.
Okay.
That much I see.
Okay. Yeah, that's just to give you a sense of percentage where they're at.
So Nod's cool. I have 1 potion, Tim.
I have 1 potion also. Do you have any spells left?
No.
How is this door sealed? Does it have a bar on this side, or is the bar on the other side?
I think that the other side is where you think it is mainly operated, but it's got a handle on your side and the other side, both.
What do you guys think? Does Renwick have any ideas? He's never been here before, right?
He's not been here before either. He's curious about the hourglasses, but he's a little bit worried about messing with them. he sees some value in them, but he knows that the hourglasses themselves have some value, but he also respects the fact that this might be, in his opinion, some type of control device, and he's afraid to mess with it and cause an unforeseen circumstance.
This is where we need Kurza.
What if it's trapped magically, right? We spin the wrong one over and go.
Not
year.
Nod would mention how we saw the rising sun and the moon and other things, and take a guess and making, or maybe it's reflecting on like the rising and leaving of the moon somehow, the time of day. But if I had to take just a random guess, I would assume the 275s go in the center, maybe the 25s go on the far left 4, and the 50s go on the far right 4. I had to take a guess, but again, Nod would be too afraid to do any of this.
The
on
numbers
a hunch.
are written on them.
But
Oh, you're saying to move
If
them?
we were to move them.
Ah.
I am also against that
Is
idea.
the sand running through them?
Yeah, it looks like grains are flowing. Seems like grains are flowing.
Are they
It's
perpetually
like a black,
in this state, or
it's like a black powder that is running through them, not really sand though. And they run fairly slowly, but you can sit and watch it, and it's definitely moving.
And all of them.
Yeah, they all seem to be moving. A little mesmerizing to see them all laid out like this. I think that's what Renwick is observing, is that same thing. So he's definitely more cautious around devices like this because of the arcane element that he's not well attuned to. So just like the mirrors, he's a little bit averse to this kind of thing. He's already looked for traps in here. I think the last session that you guys had looked for some traps in here and didn't really find anything. So
yeah, I'm reluctant to go back in to the helmed horror room at half health, and I really don't want to burn a potion. But I'm going to keep an eye on this door,
Well,
just in case they come out.
Here, Griff, I got 2 of these. You can have one, and I'll hand you one of the 2 potions that I still have.
are you suggesting like we try to just not move the rest of the day? Sit in this room. Seharn, I'm not happy with this room. I don't trust this place.
You guys want to try to go around the tower, continue around?
You should drink that if we're going to continue moving forward, though.
Or we can go back and go to the west door on the east side of the tower. Here.
And I think Renwick is going to also express to you all that he saw, and I think several of you saw in the room with the helmed horrors, that there was a glowing aura in the center of that room, which was intriguing, and you didn't have much of a chance to investigate it before you were jumped on or anything like that. But that's certainly something that would have stuck with you in your short time there behind the door. You would have seen that. And again, so far you haven't seen any other way up, and you don't believe you're at the top of the tower yet. So that's the other factor that you guys might be curious about.
So the door in the west east there, that was trapped. We determined that is trapped, right?
Which one? You're talking about this one on this side, all the way out here?
Yes.
Yes. That one was trapped. I think both Nod and Renwick found traps, but they couldn't disarm the trap.
Send the dwarf.
I remember that.
I say you drink that potion there, and we'll continue moving counterclockwise around the tower.
You're gonna drink the whole thing. It's 3d8 plus 2.
Do well, my friend. Do well.
3d8 plus 2.
Feeling better?
Not...
Oh, there you go. Took a
delay. Bit less than average.
Down 8.
But yeah, better.
Yep. Looking a little better. Feeling a little better. I think you're all heading. You're saying you're going back into the hallway.
Yeah. Does Renwick want to? Oh, we gotta open that door.
Oh, I can move you guys through this one. This one I didn't have set up correctly as a door that I can open for you. Just move you out there. Renwick will lead. He's used to being in front. He doesn't mind being in front, but he's not
Usually nice NPC. I like him.
he's not running to be ahead of you or anything. He's waiting to make sure you guys are staying somewhat close to him. And you can see him sneaking around and trying to stay in shadows. I assume Nod is similarly doing that. I think he's just probably more naturally,
Yeah, I mean,
accustomed.
I would be aiming for the shadows, just period.
It's got to be like part of their nature for these guys, that they're just constantly finding the darkest place and walking through it, whereas most people wouldn't do this. So it's got to be for Griff and Seharn a little odd that at times these guys seem to almost disappear and then come back in. But you make your way around and you find ultimately another set of doors here that seem to be aligned in the same way as the other side was that you came through. Let's see, I'll have you detect noise, both of our rogues.
Detect noise, 25%.
25. You give it a pretty long listen, and neither of you feel like you've heard anything coming from behind this set of doors that go towards the outside section. And then the inside section, you don't hear anything on that side, but Renwick thinks he does. So you've got a little bit of a split result there. He feels like he heard something moving behind that, somewhere in that area, this side.
You guys think, Mr. West, the west door this way is going to be the other mirror image of the other side of the tower.
How dangerous is the further side? Not really, right?
The Madar.
Madar, but it's reasonably, the inner door is probably trapped.
Yeah, can we check for traps? And now that we are conflicted on if we hear something or not, I guess and Dees can't try to tell him to keep it down. And I'll even look back to the rest of the party and give him the shh.
Sure. We'll see if you guys can do that. So, checking for traps. Yeah, so Nod, you feel like you found a trap on both doors, and Renwick sees and agrees with you that there's a trap on this door, but he's not seeing the one over here. The nature of the trap that you're seeing on this side may be familiar. It seems like it might be something that creates an alarm or noise, is your suspicion. The other side doesn't seem like that. It seems like it's triggering some kind of action, possibly a poison or something like that you're more concerned with on this side.
Can they disarm it?
You can attempt to.
Yep.
You want to try it?
Yeah, definitely we'll give that a good attempt. I think it's 40%. Yeah, 40%.
40%? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not able to get that one. Let's see, Renwick's is... He's not able to get it.
Ideal.
He is not able to get it either.
Not ideal news, no. The other one?
You could try the other one. Let's see.
Yeah, we give the other one a good attempt as well.
Right, it looks like one of you would have been able to disarm this trap, you believe.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, who wants to open the door? Or you give it
Out
a
of
signal?
all of us?
So I guess before we open it, I would attempt to step back and hide in the shadows a little bit and approach this a little bit more strategically.
You're not any master of silence, are you, Griff?
About 65%.
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, you feel like you've got yourself fairly well hidden, and Renwick actually pulls out and imbibes a potion, and it seems as if he has done what Griff has done and healed himself. He was a little
Else
tore up.
hear a, excuse me. Does anybody else hear a thrumming?
Yeah, I do.
Drumming.
Yeah, I think it might be Brandon's. Yeah. He's got it.
Stopped.
Oh.
Okay.
He got it.
Might have been
Thank
my
you.
leg shaking. I apologize.
No, that's all right. No worries. How do you want to proceed then? We've got one of you's hidden. Who wants to open our
All right.
door here?
I will open it.
I'm set with spear to back you up. Go.
All right. So the door opens, and behind it, you see a corridor where at the end of the corridor there appears to be another door. And on the north and south walls, there are doors as well. So you guys can
I can
file
see
into
through 'em.
there.
Better file in behind.
Am I supposed to be able to see through those doors?
It's all right. You're not going to see anything that's going to give anything away. It's fine. It's just a little bit off, I think, on the map layer. Thanks, though. See if this is the light layer. This might help.
But if there's any stairs up, it's got to be in the center here, right? One of these center
Well, it might be
portions.
that glowing thing in 14. We don't know.
Portal?
We haven't,
Maybe.
and we haven't gone all the way through that one.
I've gotten
the
myself
south,
stuck
too,
under the
so-
door somehow.
You got stuck in the door.
Yep, yeah, I'm trying to work my way through the
no
door.
problem. I'll delete the door. You should be able to move now.
All right.
It's
North or
the
south? You
horns.
guys want to check these doors? You know that the one in the end of the hallway
We're not
leads
opening
to
that.
that room 14.
Yeah, I'll have the rogues process this. Yeah, both of them, you guys both believe that you had heard noise coming from that direction, that eastern door. I'll move him up to the door here. So you've checked that. You definitely thought that's where you had heard something. And then these other two, you didn't detect noise on. The north and south, you didn't detect any.
Check traps.
All right, let's see. Just do them all at once.
Would danger sense be any use in this scenario? Would I be able to tell if we're any in immediate danger from this other side?
It doesn't seem like it's getting louder or closer. The noise seems like it might be further away, but coming from that direction. You don't feel like anything's getting closer or that there's some building threat behind the door necessarily. But certainly some movement or something along those lines that was echoing from that direction. The doors, you have both checked the doors and you have not found any traps on either of the door to the north or south.
And just give them the good old thumbs up and point towards the north door.
North door?
Give a listen.
They already did listen and they didn't hear anything.
Do it.
All right.
Open it.
Okay.
Do it.
Here we go.
Open it.
All right. Yes, in this room, you guys find a couple of writing desks and bookshelves, and you see a couple of sort of papers laid out on these tables as you walk in and scan the room to see if there's anything or anyone, and don't see anything or anyone as you look around. But eventually you notice that there's quite a few books in this room and papers laying out on some of the tables. It seemed like they might have been writing desks. And as you look at them, it seems some of them were letters or something that was being handwritten. You find some quills and ink, as well as a lot of papyrus that's been used to create what seems like some letters or something, again in a language that none of you are familiar with.
Nothing else of interest? Are there any secret doors, hidden doors, or anything like that?
So you can look around the room and see. No, it doesn't look like there's anything that you're able to spot. Yeah, also, yeah, as far as the rogues are concerned, I haven't moved them in there, but they've looked as well and they don't find any devices or anything, hidden doors.
So Hard Orchard's Curza was here. You said books? Nothing scroll-like looking? Nothing.
On the tables, it looks like they don't look like magical texts that are laying open on the papyrus that's out on the tables. It seems more like handwritten notes or letters or something to that effect, as far as you can tell. Not anything that seems to be arcane necessarily.
Yeah, I don't have any prayers left to be able to tell today. Looks mundane though.
You guys want to check the south door?
I want to pull out a random book, just scrolling along the shelves, pull out the first book that seems fancy. And
Yeah, if you scan it, it seems like it's a very pretty thick text where it's got this ancient language that seems to be going into some type of depth about its subject. It doesn't have any other pictures or depictions that give you a sense of what it's about. I think that you would recognize that the language seems to be more likely between all of you. I think you could probably guess that it seems like it's an ancient Elven more so than anything else, is what you're seeing in the books that are present here.
I have a 5% chance to read language.
Yeah, let's see. You want to roll it? Go ahead. You can roll that one.
Never know. Do it. Roll one.
It forces me to do it. That's funny how it won't let you. Unfortunately
think
not.
You know what it says.
Yeah, unfortunately
You
not.
never know. You got to try.
You rolled a 15, which is pretty good, but
it's a recipe for shepherd's pie.
You missed it by 10.
Yeah, not bad.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just take it with me and stick it in a bag or any place that I can still fit it and
sure
move on.
You got it.
Sell it at a market later. It'll work.
We'll bring Chris up here and him read. South door.
Friend Griff, yes.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything. There were no traps detected on that door, so you open it. Okay. Within this room, it looks like there's several work areas that have been set up that have some different glass containers and bowls and other things that, as you take a closer look at, seem like they may actually. Let me take a look at your group's proficiencies that you have.
I'm hoping this is looking potion-ish. And
yeah, if you want to make herbalism checks, Griff and Seharn, I think that's a fair check to
make.
Is. And not if you wanted to perhaps appraise the things that you're seeing in here. You could attempt that. That might be something that would add to this. Okay, so yeah, so between the two of you, I think you start to piece together that these seem like they might be ingredients. All three of you, in fact, look like this is some type of that they're mixing these ingredients. There's some process that's taking place in between these 6 work areas where they've got distinctly different ingredients laid out at each workstation, and one of them has several herbs that you're able to pinpoint. I think one of them is a scribe's flower, which is like a flower that's commonly used to make inks, for example. That's one of the things that both of you would have recognized amongst the various components that seem to be laid out here. And what else is there? There is also a bright pink and yellow flower that is pretty large, and it seems like it's like shriveled up and dried on one of the tables, and I think it would be both of you would recognize this as being a what's called a Titan flower, and it's one of the largest flowers that you know of, and that you know that it has properties, magical and healing properties from your recollection. Those are a couple things that seem to be in here. Some of the other items look like they might be like ground volcanic ash, for example. Seems like it's in one of the containers for sure. You see some other rock and smaller pebble that's also in here, different types of sized pebbles and rock pieces, if you will. So you're not exactly sure what the end result is of mixing all of these items, but you feel like that's what's going on, is that these are all components in some kind of either spell or
Like
incantation or
alchemy, some kind of alchemy lab or something.
it's a little less alchemy, like you don't see any beakers or liquids
So then it
amongst
would
the
be
items. It's more of
more
the
of a ink and
they had like dry goods and dry components, if you will. Yep.
some per paint kind of place.
Yeah.
Powdered paint where you mix it and
Yeah, that's a good description of what it might seem like to you all. Yeah, something like that. It's
paints and dyes and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
How big is the Titan flower? Is it in? Do I know how to preserve it? Make sure I'm not going to ruin it if I grab it.
It's it's pretty frail at this point because it's been laying out in the open apparently, and it's dried out already pretty well. It's big enough that you could probably put a petal or two inside of like a book, inside like the book that Nod grabbed, for example. You could put some between the pages to keep it from bending, because you're pretty sure that if the petals bend at this point, they will break and likely be more difficult to use. So you could grab a few of the petals and do that. You could put them inside of a book or something like that.
Okay, let's do that. Nod, you cool with that? You can go get another book too and do that.
Yeah, that's fine. We can give it to Curza all in one big package.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys think? Want to check the outside? Try to open these traps, or do we want to take on the helmed horrors?
I don't think we have enough healing power to take on the helmed horrors.
I would agree. There's 2 of them in there at least. Unless
There's two. There's 2 left that you know of.
I think they've beaten us for today, friend Griff. We already had a battle before that even.
we could try to figure out how to set off the traps and check out the other side of the center of the tower here, or we can try to check out the outside of this side of the tower over here.
I'd be willing to open that door with you.
You got to set off the trap somehow. Look, Nod, you guys are the trap experts. Do you think we could do this without?
What kind of door is it?
It seems like it's a wooden door that opens inward.
Sorry, but I keep thinking we just need to hire a handful of dwarves to throw at things like
I
this.
am stuck in the door.
That's all right. That's fine. I'm just gonna leave you there for now. I'll delete it. I'll delete it when you guys open it here.
I was gonna say I'm halfway in the hallway.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, I think since the door opens inward and it seems like the trap would be triggered from behind and above the door, that's the place to avoid. You haven't tried to open it yet, have you? I don't think, but
Can you guys check to see if it's locked?
I think the only real way is to try to open it. There's no other real way for them to know.
If it's trapped, we don't want to essentially mess with the door until we know for sure that the trap isn't triggered by the door.
Right.
Or at least touching the door.
But it's definitely more of a situation where everybody would want to be away from the radius of the door, and whoever is close to the door and doing the action would need to try to shield themselves somehow from whatever it is behind the door that seems like it might either spray or burst out from behind the door.
Oh, we could drag one of these tables. Tables, yeah. There you go.
The table from room 10.
And set it up as a that's our shield right
grab
there.
a table from room 10. That kind of as a shield.
Yeah, I would see you start dragging this table, and I'll just go pick it up with one hand and carry it over for you.
Okay.
Take your friend Nod.
It's like Griff is plenty strong to carry it, but Nod insists he's on taking it.
All good, man.
Nod's no. You look like you're struggling. I can do this with 2 fingers.
Then, so we got to push this thing open.
Squat. duck as you push. See what happens.
You want to try it? Who wants to do the action here?
Oh, I would recommend stepping away from the door if you don't want to be part of the
Absolutely,
party.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, whoever's
Wanna do
taking the
it.
risk is just trying to expose themselves, right? So
I'll hide behind. I'm gonna have the table in front of me like a shield. I'll reach just enough room between the table and the door so that I can reach the knob or the handle or whatever it is. I'm gonna turn it and push.
okay. All right.
Then what he notices the pull sign.
Yeah, and then I want to push it with my foot to get a bit enough momentum to kick it open, and then that allow myself to move back at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you're able to get the door handle to seem to move for you. It does start to open, and I think as you kick the door open the rest of the way, that's when the trap sets off, and some type of liquid seems to spray from above the doorway downward towards the front of the door, and most of the liquid seems to be hitting the table. But I'm gonna have you do, or I'm gonna have it roll an attack roll on you to see if it's able to. Basically, we're gonna treat the table like a shield. So what's your current AC?
Or
4,
Shield,
and then you'll be
maybe.
3 because of the shield. So let's see how it. So yeah, it seems to overshoot you or be obstructed by the table, and none of the liquid makes contact with Griff. So as you
Good news.
as that subsides, you take a closer look, and that the liquid that sprayed that touched the table seems to be eating into the table a little bit. And just a few moments, you start to realize that this must be some type of acid that was sprayed from above the door. Thankfully, it didn't touch you or your equipment, and it's just ruined this tabletop. With that, you can see in the hallway now. I'll delete this door for now because it's obstructing you guys. But again, it looks similar to the other side in layout, but the hallway itself is not covered in mirrors. In fact, this hallway is bare in terms of what's on the walls here in this front area. There are doors to the north and south here that are both open. And if you step into and look down there, if you will, you should be able to see that there's several doors in each hallway. There's 3 actually in the north and south hallways.
Before we move any further, can I take a listen check and see if we can hear anything?
Sure.
Sleeping quarters or cells, right? One or the other. What's it saying to me? Possibly.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah. So Griff, or not Griff, Nod. You definitely feel like you hear what sounds like water running in this southern direction, coming from behind this door. You just get the sense that it sounds like running water or dripping water or something like that. But that's on the north side. You don't hear anything distinct.
With that information, I will wave and try to get everybody's attention relatively quietly.
right
And,
here.
yeah, point towards
Near
the
water?
south. Yes, I want to say it was further west.
Yep. Behind that door in this direction, he's hearing something.
I guess we'll look for traps first before we just spring the door.
Okay.
These doors, I keep getting stuck.
Yeah.
Everything's
looks
not
like-
ridiculous. Doors especially.
So you and Ren take a look for traps on this door. You don't find any.
Want me to open it?
Small room can't contain that big of a danger, can it?
All right, I go ahead and open it.
All right. Yeah, the door opens for you. Actually, seems unlocked, and it swings open. Inside the room, you see it's mostly an empty room, because if you've stepped into the room, you do see on the far end of the room, on the southern end of the room, that there is a chest. That's a wooden chest that's sitting there.
I will
I guess
slowly
side
work my way in, kind of checking for traps as we go along.
A door on the west wall.
He's just checking, I think, the room itself.
Yeah, the room itself.
Yeah.
Moving
This is-
closer into the room as I progress.
Right.
Yeah,
This room is also clean.
so far it is. Right now,
Uh-oh.
all you're seeing is... Let me
Like-
just draw it on here so that you can see where it's at. Rectangle.
So far, this has been an old, empty trap tower that looks
There it is.
used. In use, I would say.
There, yeah, and then there's a door on the west wall. And that is the door where Nod, you hear what, and I think Renwick would also hear what sounds like water that's running behind the door, dripping or flowing, small amounts of water, but you hear something like that sounds like a drip or a pouring of water.
Might be an exterior door. We're on the very west side of the tower.
You hear the water running, though.
Is it
Well,
locked?
It doesn't seem to be.
Was there anything of note in this room?
Is that check?
The chest, I meant more so trap wise. Did I see
No,
anything?
you did a thorough search. Both you and Renwick didn't find anything that seemed to be trapped.
He'll just see like the gleam appear in his eye, and he'll just walk towards the chest and start trying to open it.
Okay.
Check for traps.
Yeah, we'll have him check for traps here.
I think we should check behind this door first.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
He's drawn to the chest, and I think when you get closer to the chest and you're taking a look at it, you don't find any sign of obvious traps on it. The chest itself looks like it's pretty well made, and I guess as you reach down to try to open the chest, the chest moves and animates, and suddenly you see yourself being charged by this creature that you see on the screen here. A toothed chest is animated and coming at you with its tentacles. So we're gonna have you guys go ahead and roll initiative first. Let me clear the turn order. Go ahead and roll your initiatives when you're ready.
Can we just run?
On your turn, you may do that if you'd like.
I don't want more combat today.
All right, so this guy. Here we go. And then roll. Actually, everybody roll a surprise check also.
See, that was in. Oh, here we go.
All right, and then let's see, who else are we missing? Got to get Renwick in the turn order. Let's see, he'll be.
It'll be a lot faster. There's only 4 of us.
Yep.
It qualifies. We don't have to fight. I got nothing. We don't have our wizard with us.
There we go. For some reason, it didn't want to put you in the turn order, but I've got you. So you're using the longsword, and you've gone on a 7. So actually, you'll need to roll your surprise check at this point. All right. Let's see. So you're not surprised. However, you have reached down towards this thing and touched it, which is basically you touch it and you feel this adhesive that's on it that really just seems to bond to your skin the moment that you touch it and triggers this thing to animate. It at that point seems to have a hold on you, and so now it is your turn, and you may attempt to do it's a strength check, but I'm trying to think find out which one it is that you're gonna do. It's
I think it says open doors.
yeah.
It mimics a
Yeah,
road song.
that's what it is. Yeah, it's open doors. So you can roll that check, I think, and
Is it a normal door? It's asking me normal door, locked, barred, magical.
I guess it's magical. So you needed a 10. Okay, so unfortunately that means that you're still stuck to it, and the way it's written is that you're unable to attack until you free yourself. So that means it's now its turn. And now it can take an attack against you. It gets one attack only, but because it has you held, it has a bonus to attack you. And it's basically got these pseudopods that you see that lash out and attempt to get you. Okay, what is your AC? What's Nod?
6'5" with the shield.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, he does get one of the pseudopods connects with you, and it inflicts some damage. This one does 8 points of damage to Nod. All right, so stuck there. It would be now Griff's turn. You'd see this. You'd see that our Minotaur has got himself tangled together with this thing, and it's now Griff's turn.
I'm gonna attack if I can.
You can.
Okay.
You can definitely try to attack. Yeah.
Tomahawk, sword.
Fortunately, that one will miss, but that one will hit. Okay.
Sword.
8 points of damage. Yeah, you're able to get a really good slash to connect with it as it's seemingly trying to continue to grab at you all. I think that's it for Griff.
Yep.
I'm keeping us in this frame for now because I don't think the distance matters a whole lot here, but if you guys want, we can switch back to the map whenever the combat
Oh, it's
changes.
got to hold a nod, so I can't. We're not gonna run.
Yeah.
No, I am just going to move forward and hail it.
Your spear?
I hope I run it right through if I can.
No, unfortunately not. That misses him.
My head, so the thrust bounces off its hide.
All right. Anything else for Seharn? He's just standing? I guess you guys are standing on either side of this thing at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Then Renwick's going to try to get himself in here as well, and he sees that Nod has been grabbed by it, so he joins the swinging club here. Starts swinging his short sword at it, and
we're trying to beat this thing off of our friend. It's got a hold of it, a rabid dog here. This whatever.
Yeah. God, I rolled a 4 and a 5 for him, so he missed on his attacks, unfortunately. All right, that brings us back to the top of the order and to Nod. So Nod, you can attempt again to open doors. There you go. You've now freed yourself. Unfortunately, that does consume your turn, but you're freed, so next turn you'd be able to act. All right, so he breaks free from the adhesive. He's now separate. The mimic is not too pleased by this changing of events, but he now has more targets to consider, so I'm going to give him a random chance to determine who he's going after here. His single attack. Looks like he's going after Seharn.
Nice. We don't have a little NPC to throw at it. All right, I'll go.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I just rolled you up. You got
86.
You got picked.
Sure.
All right, so he's gonna try to send one of his tentacles towards you. 6. That's a hit. So
Unfortunate.
he hits you with this, and you feel this same sticky adhesive just immediately grab you as it does, and you take 8 points of damage.
Yeah, that leaves me with 8 hit points.
And you're currently grabbed, so I'll move you over here. I'm going to move this thing into the center a little bit. There we go. All right, that means it's back to you, Griff.
hand or a tomahawk.
That's a hit. All right, 7 points of damage. Whack.
And then short sword.
That is also a hit. It's not terrible a hit. It's 9 more. Okay. Yeah, you're taking a few sizable chunks out of it. However, it's still standing there and has a hold of Seharn, whose turn it is now. Seharn, you can attempt. It's
So
under.
does,
Go ahead.
does it look wounded now? Are we beating it? Does it look wounded to my eyes? And does it look fast or slow?
You gonna ask it?
No,
Yeah,
I'm asking the DM what my eye sees as I prepare to. Yeah, I'm just going to spear it again.
It's taken damage. It's taken damage from all of this. Unfortunately, because you're grabbed, though, you're not able to attack. You have to attempt a strength check, or under strength, you have to do a open doors check.
If I forego that and just try to stab it, I'll probably take automatic damage. Open doors check. All right, there you are. Oh no, that doesn't look good.
5.
Yeah.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
my
it's.
jump stat. Strength
Wow.
is my jump stat. Yeah. I have a 9.
I mean, that's a percent too, right?
No, it's a D20 check. That's
Is
the
it?
way,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
But
terrible.
it's as a fail, so you're still unfortunately grabbed by this thing.
Ben Barsliff Gates is the percent. Gotcha.
I'm going to
Yeah.
take automatic damage. I might go down here. I have 8 hit points left. Hit me up, Jamie.
He's in trouble, boys. There we go.
Yep.
Renwick is going to go next, though, so he's gonna try to come in and hit this thing.
Assuming I'm going to be the target, it has a hold of me. It's probably going to, yeah, of course it's going to be.
He missed with one and hit with the other, and he does a total of. Okay, he did max damage with his other hit. So this thing's taken another shot, a pretty good shot from Renwick this time. And now it's back to the top of the order to Nod.
I will go ahead and pull out the longsword and try to give it a good old stab. Oof.
Oh,
Do we want to use any fortunes?
That's a good point.
I may need one.
Yeah, go.
But we have a full cadre,
Yeah,
right? We have
have
3.
3, right?
Right?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, you have 3.
How critically damages this look to us?
Let me remind you
Oh.
of the.
That's why I was asking that question. I want to know
All
for 5.
Ouch.
To look bloodied, wounded, open,
It,
gashing it.
if you're looking for the 5e verbiage that they use for that, it's jacked up, it's bloodied. Yeah. Here's the description though for your astonishing fortune that you might want to just be aware of as well, is that you can use your astonishing fortune to avoid death, so, to negate a hit. So.
But not off a cliff.
Unfortunately, you can roll on our collection tab. You can roll a weapon fumble, and we'll see what happens here. Hopefully you didn't hit an ally. Okay, that's one of the better results. So good. You didn't drop anything. You just stumbled and a little bit off balance for the moment, and it's now up to the mimic.
Oh,
All right, mimic. What do you want? Who do you want? Who's it gonna be? Okay, he seems content with you right now, Seharn, where you're at. He's not attacking you, and he's actually going for Renwick.
surprised me. I'm grateful. Thank you. But thank the mimic.
The dice decided who he wanted this time, and he wanted the gnome, and he hits the gnome, and now Renwick is stuck as well on one of the pseudopods, so he's got 2 of you now. Yeah, so I want to pull him up here as well, keep you guys together with him. All right. He also took, how much did he take? Okay, he didn't take as much damage, but he still grabbed. Okay. Let's see, so 31. All right. That brings up Griff. That's a miss, unfortunately.
Come on.
So is that. Miss. All right, Seharn. And give it another strength check here and see if you're able to
We
heal
open
away.
doors.
Yeah, the open
Yeah.
doors. Yeah, sorry. Open
The
doors.
open door.
That's
The
the
open-
only thing he can do. He can't drink a potion or anything.
You could drink
Oh.
a potion. You could drink a potion.
Yes. Success.
Well, you did it. You got yourselves out. You got yourself out. So yeah, so you break free, and
I'm moving away. I am going for my potion.
okay, yeah, you're able to move away. You'll be
Yeah,
able to
that's
grab.
what I'm doing this round, right?
Yeah, but Luck is still grabbed, so he's got to try and do what you just did. Let's see how he does. Unfortunately, not. He is still grabbed. Okay. All right, so that brings up Nod.
Let's see if I get any better luck this time. Ooh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely hit.
change in the dice. Starts with a
Ooh.
swing.
That
Oh
was a
yeah.
big hit. Okay. Okay, it's taken some visible damage. I think all of you are seeing it's taking some accumulated damage at this point. But it is still upright. It still has a hold of Renwick as well. And it's back to its turn. Let's see who it's interested in this time.
It's interested in backing away from us, Jamie.
Oh, wait,
Fears us.
let's see. Oh, I hate to say this, but it's coming back after Seharn here, who's trying to flee it.
Yeah, I just want to drink a potion.
I know it. And your
That says
AC is
no.
6, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
If I'm fighting, if I'm moving away and not defending myself with the shield because I'm fumbling for a potion,
Oh my
it's
god. Okay,
one less. It could be 8 if I'm surprised, but
yeah, and you feel this breeze blow by you as the pseudopod just barely misses you. It did not roll well on that attack for the first time in this combat. Seems like the dice are swinging back in your favor a little bit here, and it's Griff's turn again.
thank
That's a hit. More.
Come on. Man.
You're chipping away at it a little bit there with that hit. That's another hit. Another min damage. Okay, it's getting down into now, I think, the territory where you all feel like one more solid hit might really change the outcome here. Those are 2 hits, and they both did damage, and it's now Seharn.
I'm drinking a potion.
Okay, you got your last potion to chug. Are you drinking all 3? All 3
pretty much.
draughts of it? Okay. It's 2.
3d8 plus 2.
Me and Nod got all the wow. Come on.
Wow,
Let's
that
get the
was-
low dice. I know. That's
Gosh.
terrible. So 10.
10 more
All right.
points, though. That's good. And
Yeah. 18 is better than 8.
yeah. All right. Then Renwick is got to try to break free again. He's still stuck. All right. Let's see. So Nod is back up again.
Don't worry, Renwick. I'm coming for you.
Actually, that's a hit. Yep.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a hit.
Yeah. It's not
I'm-
terrible to hit. It's just got a fair amount of hit points. But 11 damage. That, my
Renwick.
friend, will drop this thing, and it will drop Renwick from its grasp. It falls backwards. The mimic does, shrivels up. You see all these like tentacles and everything just pull into a little ball as it's now lifeless.
I thought that would have gone south at any time.
I'll turn him on its side here. Your dead mimic. So you have lived through your first mimic of the campaign, and yeah, so you now found yourselves staring at this lifeless, rotting pile of glue and meat, basically.
Can I check his meat for any treasure?
Yeah, let's see if there's any treasure here.
Let's hope it's not worthless. It's already cost us the last healing potion. We are out of those.
I have 1.
Okay.
I think Nod has 1.
Interestingly enough, you don't find anything on it. The only thing you find of any value in the room itself, as you take a closer look, being probably disappointed that it doesn't have any real contents, you find a candle in the room.
Candle?
Yeah, and it's interesting to you because you see that this candle, when you pick up the candle and you hold it upright, it lights itself.
It's fancy.
So
Point out the candle to everybody. Look,
Yep.
Are we all walking around using dark vision? Yes.
we are. I think us three. Yes.
I think,
Yes.
yeah, that might be the benefit here is that you all have dark vision. Yeah. Renwick has it, Nod has it, Seharn has really good, and Griff has it, right? Yeah.
Tip the candle. See if it goes out.
It does. It does.
It
Put it
does.
when you put it down?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as it's upright, it's
It stays lit, and it doesn't seem to get smaller as it's lit. It seems like it's
that's an excellent little item for our mage prescribing spells in the dark, sitting at night at home, whatever.
it's just like a
Right?
nice, easy dim light that you have at your disposal.
Like
Yeah.
light by the side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Our nightlight while we're in this tower.
We want to check the door that had the water running behind it.
Let me move you back to the second.
Oh,
Yeah, so here you are. You're back in here. You want to check this door? Okay. Yeah, you just hear the water. You check for traps on the door itself, and both Renwick and Nod feel confident that they don't think it's trapped.
There's no water running underneath the door or anything like that, leaking around the frame.
No, there's not.
All right, what do you guys think? You want to open it?
Let's open it slowly. See what's on the other side.
I'm going to slowly open it.
Sure.
Open in or out?
In. So yeah, you can
Slowly.
pop that one. Oop, I popped it with. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So as it does open, you see a room. Looks like was a disused bedroom, and you look around the room, and on one of there's like some furniture that's been moved around. It seems like this whole room has been gone through, if you will, and laying on one of the sides of the table that there's a cup, and the cup is laying on its side, and from the cup there is a small stream of water that seems to be pouring out of the cup down onto the floor, and doesn't seem to be creating a puddle. As we were saying, it seems like once it gets a certain distance away from the cup that the water just seems to evaporate. And what's peculiar to you, if you get close and you look at the cup, and again, you don't see any traps here. You don't believe there's any traps for the rogues anyway. And if you pick up the cup, you hold it upright, that the cup fills itself, and then it stops filling when it gets to, pretty full level.
Can I go ahead and just take a drink of it?
You can, yeah. It tastes like fresh water to you, cool fresh water to you. Probably unlike anything you've tasted in recent
Wow.
history. Yeah, it tastes like
And after a nice long sip, does it start to refill itself again?
it does. It does. It
Wow.
maintains
All
its
right.
height.
That's handy. If you pour it into a container, does the container
Well, let's try it.
water once you
Do you have a
stop? Yeah.
wineskin?
Yeah, so you guys can pour this, let's say, into a water skin, for example, and it feels like as long as you stay within a 5-foot radius of the cup itself, that the water is drinkable, but that when you leave that 5-foot radius of the cup, the water begins to seemingly evaporate from your container. So it's the source of the water, and being near it seems to be critical that you're immediately next to it in order to consume the water.
All right. We then should use that. Anything
I
else?
mean, it
in
might
this
take a
room?
day or it might take a week, but we'll flood this room.
The
I don't think we can. I don't think it puts out water to that effect.
no, it doesn't seem
Oh,
like it
yeah.
accumulates.
Cupful. It's a cupful, always just that.
Just the cup full.
Yeah. But I need water for refreshment.
I'll
Might
do.
be nice.
I think
Pass it around.
this might
Take a
be
drink.
a moment when you all realize that you haven't had a whole lot of hydration, and this would be
Food.
particularly refreshing for you all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Seharn does actually need,
Yeah.
liquid.
Encouraged by the DM to drink from a strange cup.
You should always
Yeah,
do
why
that
not?
every
Nothing
time.
bad would ever happen.
Should always
Never.
do that. Yes, correct.
Pass it
Take a
around to
drink,
everybody.
pass it around.
Yep.
Other than that, though, in the room itself, you look around, and again, it looks like most of this room has been turned through and searched, or at least somebody maybe left in a hurry because things are just moved and strewn about. You don't really see anything of other value in here. There's no other texts or valuables that catch your eye, though. However, I think you would realize, though, that with both the candle and the cup, that someone could potentially survive a really long time with items like that, right? So I think that would be curious to you, that if someone had this basically, infinite water source with them, that would really help your survival, and that somebody could have easily been surviving in this area with it, is what I think you're imagining.
How's the mattress and bed look? Does it is that overturned or anything, or is the bed still relatively intact?
It's intact. It's intact.
Is there any way you can flip the mattress? Look underneath the bed?
Yeah. You move it, and again, I think it's already looks like it's been slid around, and that something has already looked through this room. Like even the rug that was on the ground seems like it was moved, and it's off center, and the other furniture has been slid away from the walls, and the drawers are hanging open. The bed itself is just a little bit off center. It's intact, but everything looks like it's been shuffled around. As a thief, you feel someone did a good job of searching this already. As you're looking through it, you're feeling like it's been searched through. As far as recency, I don't know that you can really determine that, but
there's dust all over the place?
No, there's not.
But maybe recent.
Yeah, you couldn't rule it out. Yeah.
I'm wondering, guys, what do you think? It's the wizard came through here?
And then we murdered half of his things, and so he left in a hurry because, what the crap, something just killed my oil gas, something just killed my Nadors, and now I'm missing a couple of Helm Tours.
Or this isn't his tower. He's looking for something too, and we just happen to be behind him. We're assuming it's his tower, but maybe it's not.
How are you guys looking for health here?
I'm looking Westerware.
Okay. Yeah, Renwick's down just a
16
little.
again.
Okay, so probably Seharn is one of the more damaged. It looks like Nod's got about half.
You're at what, half? Yeah.
I think I'm one above half, or just at half.
Okay. Yeah, you're one above.
I'm still better than half.
You want to check out the other two doors on this side? Take a break.
So it seems like we're fairly safe here. I say we finish exploring and then we take a break.
Okay.
There's water and light. Does it look like there's
food?
Something like an infinite loaf of bread? Suddenly I'm looking for the third piece of this puzzle.
I can understand. And so far, you haven't seen anything else peculiar or interesting that has caught your attention.
The ever full platter of duck.
But this area here that you open looks like it's a bath area. I think when you get here, this might be where it becomes more apparent to you that it looks like this area would have been used more recently than you think, more recently than you thought originally. It seems like it's usable the way it is right now. You don't find any items in here. It's stripped down, but it's a functioning room. And this
A
other,
bath, you say?
yeah, bathroom.
All right.
And then this last area, this last door here, appears to be like a wardrobe. And when you take a look in this room, you guys find what appears to be about half a dozen different outfits that seem to be sized for a medium humanoid. And the outfits themselves are like you've got like almost like a uniform that they appear to be, and it's like a light gray robe and pants and shirt that seem to match, and there's 6 of them in here that seem to be very similar in style and age to you.
Is there any markings?
Yeah, if you take a look at these, it seems like these have embroidery on them, and if you open them up, you can see on the robes themselves that it has these interlocking dolphin patterns that seem to look like Seychelles, seem very similar to the Seychelles symbol. And so I think you might determine that these were either ceremonial robes or that there's some type of formal reason that they were using these robes. But yeah, you find 6 of them in here.
Potential disguises that may come in handy.
Are you going to take any?
I think we should take a. They're just
How big are
ropes.
they?
Right? Ropes and pants.
About elf size,
Yeah.
so they wouldn't fit me and Odd.
I think the robe would be something that you could wear, but yeah, the pants and shirts would be undersized for you for sure. And everything's oversized for Renwick, so he has no interest in them. I think maybe
It might not be nothing, you know. It's just ropes.
Let me delete these doors. Thinking this might be a good spot for us to take the break, mid-session break here.
Okay.
And then we can come back and figure out what you guys want to do next, if you want to heal up more or anything else before you take your next action. Because we're exactly halfway. So
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's the
We'll be back
DM
in
give
5
us.
minutes.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Guess no luck with them all.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be down those 2 all night, unfortunately.
See how far we can.
Yeah, there's the temptation to move forward, and it's unfortunate because Chris is really important. Chris is a really important component.
The Baden Stone.
Yes, he is important.
Yeah. All right, I think everybody's back. We can pick up here. I don't know what you guys wanted to do. It's been cleared, this bottom half of the outside sub tower, I guess it would be. I think your hit points aren't terrible. I mean, you've got a couple of you are floating around half, but I think the bigger thing is your caster is spellless at this point, so that might be an issue for you. But what's your go forward plan here?
Yeah, because we're moving fairly rapidly, aren't we?
I
We
mean,
haven't learned much of the day.
You guys are dungeon clearing at this point, all kinds of doors and getting into things for sure.
I think maybe let's check out this side of the north side of the west tower. It's over here.
There's got to be a way up. We believe there's more tower.
That's either in the middle or we haven't got there yet. It's not going to be over here. I'm thinking it's going to be in that room or down here somewhere.
We came up down there, didn't we? Originally.
Yeah, but we haven't gone inside. If you look at the shape of the tower, there's still a void here. Here we haven't explored.
Fair enough.
All right,
What's the consensus?
go up here.
Yeah, say we continue where we are.
Yeah, check these doors.
Okay.
Oh, man, I got stuck again.
That's all right. We can blow that door out of there. It's similar. When you come up here, that it's like another wardrobe. However, this wardrobe has only one garment in it, and it appears to be a gray, like a dark gray and reddish cloak. Let's see. Let me have you all make a wisdom check. Not our wisest moment, but there you go. Seharn and Griff. Yeah, you guys notice, and I think it's peculiar to you. I think you all would, even Nod would realize that this is nothing like the other garments that you saw. And Griff and Seharn, you would notice Renwick's face as he's looking at the cloak, and he looks a little paler than normal as he's staring at the cloak.
What is it, Renwick?
Speak to us.
And he turns and he looks at you all and he says, "That belongs to a drow."
I'm not sure Seharn would necessarily know what a drow is.
He may not, but your Svirfnevlin deep gnome here seems pretty shook at the sight of it.
Have I run into any in the mountains and caves where I'm from?
No, you wouldn't. I think maybe you've all seen them in a big city center. Possibly you passed one and you weren't even sure what it was, and then later someone told you what it was. Maybe that's like in passing. You've had a moment with a drow at some point, possibly, but it's certainly not something you're familiar with. Only something that would be more of a legend or myth to you. Renwick has drawn both of his weapons. He's standing upright now, like he's leaning back into the shadow, trying to look around, see if he's being stalked.
Why so fearful, friend Renwick?
They are not kind to me or my people. And if he is employed by whatever Veridus is up to, I fear their role. They may already be tracking us.
Are there any symbols or anything on this cloak?
No, it's just got this really unusual material that you've not really seen before, that almost has it's almost like it's wet. It almost looks like it's wet, but it's not. It's just got like this sheen to it, and as it moves, it really blends into everything around it pretty well.
And we should definitely just take it, and if no one's looking, I would definitely just take it and stuff into the bag. And
we'll make sure I got it written down.
Yeah, he's more shook. He's not shook at the item. He's shook at the fact that the item would belong, who the item would belong to. That seems to have him pretty paranoid all of a sudden, and hiding in the shadows, leaning against the wall and looking in every corner currently.
Who would this rope fit?
I think it would fit you, or...
I'm short.
Yeah, I think it would still fit you. I think it would be the best fit on you. It's too big for Renwick. He wouldn't want it anyway, but the other guys are a little large for this thing.
So Harn's 4'7".
Yeah. It seems like it's sized for an elf. Even though I know you're on the shorter end of an elf, it still would fit you better than the others.
Well, if you think we should keep it, I'll take hold of it. How's that? Because I'm the only one it fits.
And you can carry it for now.
What's described as gray and red?
Yeah, it's like when it moves, it's got like a reddish hue, and when it stops, it's like completely gray. It just blends into the shadow.
Oh, does it help hide us in the shadow?
You would think so.
and that's the cloak that does it, or that's
the cloak?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind wearing that. That would help dramatically.
Yeah, I agree. Does it look like it fits friend Nod? Because If we're playing with this Nestle we discovered, it'd be better on him.
Yeah, I think we could try to wear it for sure. It's not the greatest fit. Might be a little tight, snug, but it is a cloak, so it would fit him.
All right, Nod, I'll write this down. You have it, and then when Kurza gets back, we can try to identify it.
Yes. I still have this amulet. I'm not able to do anything with, apparently. I might dwell on that during our evening rest period if we make it that far.
It looks like a Drow Cloak, and then when Nod tries to put it on, it fits him.
Yeah, he can wear it, absolutely. And I think you guys would notice that, again, when he moves, when he's wearing it, it's even more difficult to see him in the dark. It seems to be aiding his ability to hide in shadows.
Very good.
And I guess with that, I will move over here to the store and give it a good look through.
Okay. Yeah,
Or these two doors, if roll twice, I suppose.
you don't detect any traps on this door, but you do figure out that it's locked.
Which door we? This one?
This
The
one.
east door? Okay.
And I will, once I figure out that it is locked and I'm at least confident that it's not trapped, have a
Right.
inclination. Yeah, I'll attempt to open the lock.
Okay.
45% on that one.
Okay, yeah, you don't have too much trouble with the lock itself. It seems like a basic lock to you, and you're able to get it to click and release. So the door's kind of cracked at this point. You don't see any light or anything coming from behind the door.
Can we take a listen? And Renwick being on edge is spooked me at this point.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything the first time you checked, but I'll have you re-listen now that you've clicked the door. Nope, you don't hear anything.
Any strange scents in here?
That's a great question. Yeah, Nod, you're getting this unusual smell. Maybe you've smelled it before, but whatever it is, it smells like what you would think is a creature. Almost like you can smell the odor or the scent of it. It doesn't smell like an empty room to you. So I think your interest is piqued by the odor.
Yep, and I'll give a look back to everybody else, give them a little nod, and somehow some warning of there's something in there. And attempt to go nice and sneakily, hiding in the shadows to move into here.
Into the room?
Yep.
Sure.
And normally it's 65%.
Yeah.
Follow.
Yeah, so Nod, you get yourself into... I'm going to move you over. I'll just kill this door. And yeah, you find what seems to be a pretty humble living quarters here. There's a couple of pieces of sitting areas, some table and chairs, and then it looks like on this far wall here there is a mural, and the mural depicts what appears to be it looks like it's like a symbol, like a logo. And I'm looking at your guys' proficiencies real quick to see what you've got again. Yeah, I don't think this is another place where Kurz would be good. Yeah, it's like it's the symbol
Maybe
itself
danger
is
sense.
faded, but it seems like it's some kind of logo to you. Let's see. I think that would be, and Renwick will follow you guys in. By the way, even though he doesn't want to be by himself either at this point, so he comes into the room and he sees the logo, and he, again, I think immediately seems to be disturbed by it, and he says this is certainly one of the Drow.
That's disturbing.
There's another door in the west wall.
If we encounter one, I must fight it to the death.
I'll look at
Yes.
Renwick and ask, what are these Drow and what are they to you?
They are terrors of the Underdark. They are killers of my people and wicked in their nature, typically conspiring with those who worship evil, and they are always power hungry and extremely swift with blades and mysterious magics. They are mortal enemies of Sverfneblin, and it will be a fight to the death should we come across one.
And while they're talking, can I just glance around the room and see if there's anything else of note other than they're on the tables or the chairs?
I think one of the things you notice is that the number one, the room's really dark. So you guys all have infravision, and you're able to see perfectly fine in here. But it seems like they've gone to extra length to cover everything. That if at any point in time there would have been sunlight that could have possibly crossed into this room, that's been blocked off by the boards on the wall and things covering all of that. It seems like a really dark, like purposely dark area, more so than any of the other spots you've been in here. Someone's gone to great lengths to be in the dark.
Maybe we can use that candle to help us look around a little. Does it seem to work in here?
Yeah, it does. It does. If you turn it up right, it does light up the room. I think under the light of the candle, you're not able to really notice anything much different than your infravision is showing you, other than maybe the coloration on the symbol on the wall, and that what appeared through infravision to be just black and white, now you see it and it has a reddish hue, similar to what in the sheen of the coat of the cloak, which wasn't noticeable to you when in your infravision. It's a little bit dim. It's more of a night light type of view for you than it is when the candle is lit and you can see the true colors.
You guys want to check this door?
Yeah, I'll point at the candle and like kind of point down to put it out, and then.
Okay. And I'll put the symbol in. It's hard to describe, but I'll put it into the handouts once I save it into Roll20 here. But the next door, let's see.
This one.
Yeah. I'm just rolling your checks. So yeah, nothing heard, nothing detected as far as traps are concerned.
Is the smell getting stronger from this direction?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, your nose is leading you to that door.
You'll see me slowly pull out my sword and prepare myself and direct others to do the same.
All right, so swords are
Weapons drawn.
And is the plan to just charge in with weapons drawn then, or to?
We're gonna slowly take it, or I'm going to try to tell them to slowly open the door and peek first, see what's there before you just dive head first in.
Yes. Does it open toward me or away from me?
Away.
All right, I will slowly turn the handle and crack it open.
Okay. I'm behind you, spear ready, secondary line.
So yeah, it's another dark living quarters that you see in front of you. It looks like it's been a slept in and used room. When you open the door from the angle that you're looking, you do see the bed and a couple of other pieces of furniture, like there's a desk over on the far wall that would be visible to you. And the room itself doesn't look like the other one that was ransacked. This room seems to be a little bit more orderly and plain, but it's conceivable that it's been used recently. Let's have you guys all roll wisdom checks here.
I like the magical sound.
That was good timing.
Right in time, yep.
Okay.
The last one was a 2.
Okay, we got those out of the way. Yeah, I think Nod, you're getting that smell from in here, but again, it's not. You guys haven't seen anything. However, Griff and Seharn, both of you are the first to notice what appears to be a humanoid figure hanging on the ceiling above you. And as you notice it, before you can even blink your eye, this figure seems like it's dropping towards you. I'm gonna have you guys roll surprise checks, all of you.
Like how? By its feet?
Yeah, like you're like maybe with its hands. Okay, got 1, 2.
All right, sorry. What am
Surprise. I think you can only fail on a 1.
All right.
We succeeded,
You are
bro.
far from surprised. Okay, so let me show you what appears. Let's see, I could probably just use this same map that we did the mimic. 1 second, guys.
That's the problem with being in the dungeon, right? Remember a while ago we had those nice 2 sessions in a row? We didn't even roll a combat die. It's nice. We had fun. Now we can't get away from it.
Oh man, where is it? Missing someone from here. Oh, Griff. Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm on a different map real quick, just trying to get it set.
Like the mimic map?
Yeah. It looks like Griff's, for some reason Griff's got deleted. I'm looking for him. Let's see. 1 second.
He'll pull out a flame blade for combat. The way I've been rolling tonight with those low dice, the bonus alone will be higher than any damage I've rolled so far.
Here we go. All right, let me move you guys over to this screen. I think this will be better, and I'll eventually get these mapped to your character, Griff. Actually, I think I found you. Yeah, here we go. This one. So you see this kind of strange looking grayish elf that seems to vault itself from the ceiling towards you and lunges with a couple of blades that it's holding, short curved daggers that it carries. There we go. And I'm going to have you all go ahead and roll your initiative. I got Nod already.
Sounds exactly like the type of thing our friend was warning us about. Not bad. Not bad at all for me.
All right. Okay, Nod. First is Nod.
What about Renwick?
Oh, yeah, I got Renwick. Hold on. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, he's going to go at the same time as Nod's going to go, pretty much. Go ahead, Nod. You see this shadowy figure kind of sweeping down, and seems like it's tried to surprise you all, but failed to do so. It caught your attention quick enough, so you're able to, I think you might be outside the room right now, so you'll have to try to find your way in. Where were you? You were
right behind
Oh,
Seharn
okay.
and Griff.
Yeah, you're right beside these guys. What you may have to do, what I would like to do here is either probably make you delay your turn until after the guys in front can clear the way, or attempt to make some kind of attack through them.
Or do we back out of the room, Griff, and
Or
draw
that,
it out?
or that. But you're not at the door, so you'd have to be the one to rush up and slam it.
Can I tell if he's noticed me? Per se? Like, I know he jumped out at these two. Has he seen me per se? Because I was attempting to hide.
I don't think so. I think that he's more focused on the two in front of you, so you've got both the shadows and the fact that you're the third one from the door that probably seem to have you as an unknown factor.
Plus, we're in the dark. We're not carrying a light source, remember?
Yeah, I guess
Can see in
I
the
will
dark.
do that. Can I move and then just hold my turn, and essentially if he comes through, do that.
Yeah.
Maintain my hide in shadows and just essentially wait for the opportunity to stab him in the back as he walks through, or surprise attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What-
Yeah.
How about we back out, Griff? Engage it and draw it out.
Basically, I opened the door, looked in, and this thing something fell off the ceiling and is standing in front of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's holding a couple of bladed weapons.
All right, who's the initiative tracker?
Oh,
It has a nod on it.
I don't know why it. Oh, really?
So we swapped back to the tower map.
Popped back into the tower.
Oh, it should have kept the turn order the same though. Let's see. Yeah. All right.
What weapon are you using, Nod?
A longsword.
Do you guys see the full turn order now?
Yes.
Okay.
You rolled really well then.
Yeah, I think I rolled a 2 and then 5 for this weapon
Yeah.
speed.
All right. So he's in the shadows, awaiting to attack. I think Renwick's in a similar boat here. He hasn't, laid eyes necessarily on exactly what it is, but he's uses the similar approach to stay hidden and try to get ready to attack should it come through the doorway. Then I think it will be the creature's turn. And it is, like I said, it's got a couple of bladed weapons and it's going to swing them simultaneously towards you, Griff. Okay, so this.
4.
Okay. So one hits you. And you're going to take, let's see, what is this? It's okay, 8 points of damage. And then you need to make a roll against poison. Save. Okay, yeah, you feel the effects of something kind of that's running through your veins now that is causing you some pain, internal pain, and you take an additional 3 points of damage.
And so you do have those fortunes. We still have 2 left.
No, we have 2 left.
All right, that is it for its turn. Now it's Seharn.
I'm going to stab at it and then back up out of the way. All right.
Okay. All right, so you miss him, but then you back up and get out of the way.
Yep, and I'm going to prepare spell for next round. I'm going to start a prayer once I back up.
Okay. Griff, you got a clean view of it now.
Yeah, can I step back as I attack, or can I only do one?
You can attack and then step back.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
That is a hit.
Thank goodness. Keep it engaged.
There you go. Nice hit.
That's how you do it, Griff.
Sorry.
And that one misses. And then Griff steps back. How far back are you going? You're just going back through the doorway and behind?
Yeah, so I'm back into the room we came through.
Help me out then. Who is the furthest away right now? Because I think both Seharn and Griff, one of you two would be the furthest back now, right? The other two are hovering by the doorway, I think. Right?
Yes.
And then
so Harn would be behind me, and
like
he
this
would have
kind of.
taken.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that helps. Thank you.
That's a V. I guess Renwick and Nod are on either side of the door. I'm directly in front of the door, about 2 steps back, and Saharn's behind me.
5 to 10 foot range, let's say.
That's the way it
Gotcha.
was in my head.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. Nod, you're up now, and you know that you've been hidden from it this whole time. It hasn't really laid eyes on you directly, so you do feel like you could get a sneak attack off on it because it's close enough to the doorway that you could get a weapon strike from a longsword on it.
I will definitely attempt that. If I can just step out from the shadows and give it a twirl.
Yep.
Is there anything different, or is it still just 2 hit with the longsword since it's sneak attack? I'm not sure. This is what I'm less familiar on.
That's a good question. What are your bonuses for sneak attack?
Yeah, I don't remember backstab or sneak attack.
Yeah, let me look up, see if there's anything specifically.
I know there's backstab damage. I don't know
Yeah, I
if
think
there's
it's
any
like-
two hits.
Is it double damage or quadruple damage? I
It
don't
changes
remember
per level.
Yeah.
It changes
Yeah.
per level.
Yeah.
I think it's double at this level still, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's at this level. I think he'll go up to 3
It's
around
10.
like 6th or 7th
10.
level maybe.
Yeah, it's 10 times, no nat ones.
Yeah.
No ones. Well,
40.
1 to re-rolls.
Damage
Instantly
multiplier.
kills it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would say because I would give you a +2 to hit it, just to circumvent finding any specific, because I'm not seeing anything about it. But I think, let's see.
Yes, I was trying to look through the player's handbook.
It's also, it gets no
No,
dex against you. You're hitting it from behind.
It's hitting
I
it.
thought it was +4, wasn't it? Total? Like, that's really what they get.
Yeah, there's no real specific rule in the DMG or the PHB on sneaking attack. It's all backstab related. And this isn't
Yeah.
technically a backstab. So I'm really just giving you a advantage because of the fact that you haven't been spotted yet. I think that's probably the best way to handle it, is that you're going to have a plus to hit it because it's not expecting it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's only on the backstab. I'll just roll the normal and add the 2. It didn't give me the chance to add the 2.
Okay, so it would have been an AC of 6, which is a miss. Barely.
Wanna try again?
Yeah, I'd be down for Astonishing Fortune. If it hits,
Yeah.
it
What
will.
do you think, Seharn? Let's do it. Keep 1 in case.
1 in the
somebody
bank.
gets-
Ooh,
That's a hit.
so that's a 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Excellent.
That was a good use. When it
And
works,
for
it's good.
backstab,
How bad of an opponent is this? Seharn's a little wary. He just heard of these things and suddenly we're attacked by it. From what I heard, this
from
could be,
so yeah, it's a ×2 multiplier for 4th level, or am I 5th level now?
You're 4th. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
4th.
×2. At 5th level, it goes to ×3.
Yeah.
Weapons, and it would be a small medium.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Nice. 20 damage. All right. Yeah, you smack this thing just as solid as you can, and yeah, it seems to feel your blow. It definitely seems to stagger a little from the hit, but remains still sturdy enough to battle on. So it's been slashed by the longsword now of Nods, and Renwick's going to attempt to do a pretty similar thing. It's running through the gauntlet here between the two of them, so he's basically trying to do the same thing. All right.
it depends too, the doubling what you're doubling.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
say from my
Technically,
understanding, it
you
only
don't
works
double.
on the first attack that he does too, the backstabbing.
And you only double the weapon damage and then apply your
Your
bonus.
strength bonus. That's right.
Or
So,
magical.
so it's
Yeah.
it
So
was
it's just
4 plus, so B12, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. The Renwick actually hit him twice. He rolled a 19 and a 14, so he does moderate damage. Not as much as Nod did, but respectful. Yeah, I think this thing now, after between Nod and Renwick, who've just hit, it seems like it's wearing some of the wounds. Like it's noticeable that you've done some damage to it, and that would bring up the Drow. Okay, so the Drow at this point is, oh, and let's see, Griff, you should have. We'll do that on your turn in a second. So he is going to now turn his attention to the 2 sneaksters in the doorway and try to take an attack towards each of them. So let's see, he hit. What's your AC again, Nod? Your
5 with the shield.
5. Okay, he missed you, but he hit Renwick, and all right, Renwick takes a shot. Let's see if he's poisoned. Okay. Yeah. He seems to get wounded, similar to Griff. Sort of winces in pain even after the hit. The sting of it seems to be affecting him. So he's wearing some damage now too. And then it's Seharn's turn.
So to be honest, this guy's looking damaged. So my intention was to cast a hold person on him. Can I hold that action instead? Or must
You could, yeah. I mean, you hadn't last turn. You just said you were
you gonna
going
go
back
for it?
and you're going to start chanting a spell. The question is
Yep.
if you want to cast that spell this turn. You don't have to. Yeah, you can do anything else you want.
I'll go for it. I'll cast it.
My question is, I thought you said you were out of spells.
No, I'm out of healing.
Oh, you're out of healing. I got you.
Yeah, I have third and a second, and this is the end of that for the day.
Okay, cool.
I cast a lot of first level spells last time. And,
I remember
and,
that.
Yep. And 2 second, but I have a third left. So
Okay.
this is it for the day.
So this is, let me take a look at your
So it saves at -2.
check.
Single target. It has a -2 penalty.
Yeah, it also has magical resistance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's got a couple
yeah.
of things going for it. I'm gonna take a
Seharn
second.
doesn't know that. Seharn is unaware of this
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
blissfully.
It's let's see. Okay,
So far this campaign, since I've joined you guys, none of my CC has worked. Not from the fight in the alley.
He's used to all the sea creatures, not these land
Right.
dwellers.
okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be stopped.
Excellent. My streak is unbroken.
We're gonna find the spell eventually. We're gonna find it.
Excellent.
All right.
Maybe I'm on the wrong path. That's what my deity's telling me. You are on the wrong path, dude.
Griff
He's not
is
giving
up.
it.
I can attack.
You can.
All right.
C3.
That is a hit. All right.
Short sword.
That is a hit.
Get him, Griff.
He's on it now.
That short sword, yeah, that short sword has been doing work.
Yeah, okay. All right, you've got it. Again, you've hit it with a couple of really solid shots, and however, it still stands on. It's looking a little worse for wear, though, for sure. All right, Nod, you're up next.
Rock him, man.
Yeah, and with the encouragement, I'm just going to continue my pursuit and give him another stab. Oof.
Ooh. Got one astonishing fortune left.
Yeah, we might want to save it. We still got 30 minutes. There's more poison. You never know.
Yeah,
All right.
that was the other thing is for Griff. I needed to
did
give
you
you
need
poison damage. Yeah.
3 more?
You took
Oh.
6.
6 more. Yikes.
That was max, but yeah. So I think that's it for Nod. That should bring up then
14.
Renwick. Okay, so let's see if Renwick can hit him. He does hit him. Okay, let's see. All right, he's gritting his teeth here, and he's got this thing daggering. It's definitely looking tore up, and so he hit it with one of his attacks, missed with the other, and now it's to the Drow. And you guys see the Drow produce a potion and down it.
That was dexterous of him to do that in combat. Guys, he's afraid of us.
Well, dexterity isn't a problem for them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm impressed.
All right. Yeah, so he's just hung on the wall, on the ceiling too, a moment beforehand. So he's got all kinds of tricks in his sleeve here. But yeah, he's chugged the potion, it looks like, and maybe it's giving him life force back. You don't know, but it's your turn, Seharn.
I had known better. I thought it was Batman at first. I guess I'm gonna do all I have left to do is stab this guy. Dirt sheet.
No whammy.
Mm,
Chicken dinner.
That's a miss.
Where I've been to all night, guys. All night.
All right.
What-
You staying in the back, I assume? You're running
Yep.
up, running back.
Like he's got a spear.
I'm
Yeah,
second
he's
rank with
just
my
jumping
spear.
in and poking and then
Yep.
jumping back. All right, Griff.
So hopefully I'll be less of a target from his point of view.
C3.
Damage. Okay.
Short sword again. Short sword master.
Oh, did a 0. Yes. Good armor class of 0. That's good.
Those are both hits. Yep. You've kind of
6.
brought him back
8.
down from where he was.
Still rolling low.
All right, it's a couple good hits, and I think we're back now to Nod.
I don't believe I've rolled a damage die tonight.
I know.
It's true. It'll come back around.
Crit. We need a crit here.
I'll glance towards Renwick, and it's time, Renwick.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
Yes.
I think we should call out for him to surrender.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's too late for that because
Oh,
our Minotaur has just ended this thing's life with that
no.
longsword hit, which was brutal.
Awesome.
This thing falls dead.
Buddy.
Good hit. Good hit. The drow falls. You all are now standing over it, and you can
Lifeless?
see the for those of you who were hit, and that would have been Griff and Renwick. You guys are both have to roll saves versus poison again.
Damn.
And
I have nothing for
so
that.
this is the
We have nothing for that.
None of that mystical magic plants that y'all gathered earlier.
let me
See what happens in the next couple of
kill
minutes
this
here.
door here. So you take 8 damage, Griff.
Down to 6, and I say I don't feel right. Something's wrong. I look at Renwick. I said, "Do you know what this is? What can we do?"
He says, "Search the room for antidote," and you can see he's affected as well. He's hurting as well.
I heard him.
You guys can pop into the room to look and see if there's anything noticeable in here. Let's see real quick. Let's see what you find.
Anything catch my eye?
Oh, yeah.
For the timing.
Yeah, a couple of things. Nothing threatening, I should say.
I was more so do I notice any bottles, for example, like antidotes, mostly.
Yeah, no, what you really see are just some furniture, right? And you start digging through drawers and stuff like that. And as you're popping open the drawers, you're finding several different things I'm going to give you guys in just a second. You find five platinum pieces in here, and you find, what was the other one? 3 gems, and
Amazing. Check out.
that is it. On the drow themselves, you find the 2 blades. You find a empty potion bottle that it drank, and you find that it is, let's see, what else does it have? It's got like a leather armor on, and that is it. So you don't see anything in here that looks like a potion or liquid, unfortunately.
I'm curious about the armor.
Do you have any potions left? Yeah, and I'm a little curious on the armor.
I have
as
a
well.
healing potion.
Yeah. So the armor, it has a unusual property to it, similar to it seems like it would be paired well with the cloak, and that it has some of those similar properties that would help blend the wearer into darkness. But
Yeah, so
other
Harm's
than
not
that, it just seems like a very exotic material to you. And
How's our friends feeling? Are you guys still taking damage? You're looking for a antidote, potion, a vial.
Yeah, you've searched and not found anything, and right now I'm not gonna be. You don't know exactly what's gonna happen next with it, but for the moment, you're not taking additional damage, at least while you're standing here searching the
But
room.
I seem to start. Am I feeling worse or better, or does it feel like it's?
You still feel ill.
I don't know if it's a disease or if you're poisoned. I can't cure a poison. I can cure a disease.
Do you know any medicines? Can you
I was gonna
healing? Can you
say,
cure?
yeah. Do
wound?
you have
Herbalism.
medicine or healing?
You have herbalism, but so you could think of potentially materials that would be used to help slow poison,
What do
and
we keep for supplies? Remember, we took a bunch of things from a couple floors below, and
right.
Nod took a vial of something else after that.
Sea moss,
Something.
Mender's weed.
We could put our minds together on that.
What does Mender's weed help with? Sea moss, Mender's weed, Virtus flower.
Let's see, what was the?
No, I could make an herbalism roll.
Let's
Luck.
see, the Mender's weed was more for restoration. What else is it? Yeah, it has some healing properties to it, not necessarily for disease, but it is beneficial for healing. What else? What was the other one you mentioned? That was the Mender's weed.
Yeah, the Mender's weed, Virtus flower, sea moss.
Okay, let's
I
see.
think the sea
So,
moss was the
yeah,
seasickness.
right. Seasickness and ability to
Longer breath.
breathe longer, or hold your breath longer, I should say. The Virtus flower is.
So is that the sea moss? Is that the same as the stuff that we got at the top of the steps? Two
He's.
of them.
You haven't found any new stuff. He's just going through what you have, trying to consider if you have anything that could.
We had two different sea mosses. We had one from the garden,
Yeah,
one from the top of the steps.
I'm
It's called
looking through. So
Askin.
the Virtus does. What is this one? The Virtus one, I think, is. It doesn't have anything to do with healing. I can tell you that. Let's just say that because it's got a long thing. What was the other moss called? Was it?
One was sea
It's
moss and one is Askin sea moss.
Oh, okay.
Askin
it's
sea
not the
moss
Raskin, yeah.
was from
Well,
the third
the
floor.
the Raskin's from the floor,
Yeah.
and the other one is. Which one was it? Yeah.
I guess what I'm thinking what's now is, do we think our friends are poisoned? And if any of this might help slow progression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Seharn, you think that they are poisoned and still affected by the poison, and that they're still going to suffer from it. So you definitely feel like it's not, and they both feel that way too. They don't feel right. Let's see. The other seaweed is seems like it's possibly who has the herbalism? You guys already checked all this?
Oh,
Me
I
and
do.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, you guys both have it.
gathered it. Yeah, we
So, but
gathered it from the garden.
yeah, between the
They
two of
aren't.
you, you would know that the other seaweed, wouldn't really be healing related. The first one, either. Yeah.
Martin, did you take all your proficiencies? I have 3.
I don't think I've added one since I leveled. No. I really only started with a
Before
couple.
that, yeah. Guess I only have 2.
Yeah, I don't know if you maybe used them on languages or something, possibly. He only has used one on languages, it looks like. Yeah, you're probably short a couple, Saharn. I think you. Yeah, and I know you've leveled up and you haven't had a chance to look at new ones anyway.
Healing sounds good. It fits my
I'm
character.
gonna. Okay. I'll ask Renwick. Do you have a potion? How are you on?
He
Are you
says,
feeling health wise?
yeah, he says that he just drank his last, but that he looks like he's in better condition than you are. So he's got more hit points right now, a lot more hit points than you do right now. But he's still taking damage like you are.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quaff one. My doses.
I don't know. How deep into the day are we?
At this point, you're pretty far
We've done a
along.
lot of searching too. Yeah, we've had battles, but we've done a lot of. We have searched every area we've come
You
across.
guys have been dungeon clearers for sure.
Yeah.
You've every door has opened, every corner has been checked. It's probably at that point where you would feel some fatigue from how long your day has been, and you've been in a lot of battles today, too. When you stop and think about
It's true. We started with the Madar,
Madar,
fought the
Helmed Horror,
Home Tours,
Mimic,
and then
Drow
Mimic, and then
in a single day, in a single day's time. Yeah,
Um,
without your mage and your gladiator, so at least part of
what
it.
do you guys say? Do you want to take what we got so far and go back down or hole up somewhere?
I think soon we have drained ourselves of pots, like we don't have anymore.
Yeah,
We
no hit
haven't got a
points, man.
replacement. I'm doing okay on hit points. You
I-
seem
I'll say
I have 9.
I'll say this too is that I think as you guys are contemplating your next move, it might also again register with you how much older Griff looks, for example. I think would be most noticeable that his beard has gotten longer almost before your eyes throughout this day, this long day. And once again, you noticed earlier, but now it's again just seems like he's wearing more age than normal, as if he's accelerating his aging.
I think we need a rest.
It looks
Sure.
like we need a rest, but it also appears like resting is
Probably
not beneficial
safe.
to us.
Not safe here, Renwick says.
we can go back down to the first floor, that bunk room where our buddies are.
Eric's.
That seems like the safest place we have.
Go down,
Yeah.
check on Bart, check on the hirelings.
And then we can maybe recheck the garden area or something. We can maybe find a place to slow whatever's happening. I don't know what friend Nod is aging.
Nod
Not really.
would look like he's aging slightly. I think the most accelerated aging would be noticeable on Griff, and then probably Nod and Renwick, and then lastly Seharn. Probably very difficult to notice on Seharn how much he's aging, but you all feel like you're similarly having some type of accelerated aging, and you would notice that about yourselves and each other.
Yeah, it's probably not a disease, but I don't know where Harn's point of view might offer a prayer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
see if this helps friend Griff. He's getting the oldest.
Let's head back
Mechanics
down to
in
the
game.
barracks. What do
Yeah,
you guys
let's
say?
go down.
And check on them all.
Yeah,
Come down to
Renwick,
the
we need a
barracks.
rest.
yeah, he's okay with that because the Drow's dead, and so seems like a lot calmer, even though there's plenty of other threats here. That has him feeling much better about your prospects, seeing the Drow dead. And I'll just leave you guys in this bottom corner for now, and I'll move you down to.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but I would have turned on that leather armor that the Drow was wearing.
That one isn't gonna fit you though, unfortunately.
Oh, that one does not.
No, that would fit. It would fit. It'd be large on Seharn, but it would fit Seharn. It would probably fit Mithra, but unfortunately, I think the others are too large for this.
What armor are you wearing?
Leather, basically leather armor.
You should put that on.
The Drow? I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
was looking at it.
Yeah.
Mechanically, wouldn't that benefit Nod? It helps hide.
Wait,
It
yeah,
doesn't
you
fit.
can't fit it in it.
It can't fit it.
Maybe if we take it to a leatherer or something, they might be able to expand it. But to be fair, it's a different kind of material. It's special.
And we can detect magic on it when I rest, or we get our wizard back next session.
I got it on the list.
Sure.
I'll update all this stuff.
Talk me into it. I'm a little apprehensive, but if it fits, I'll swap out my leather for the Drow. Assumingly this is black armor.
Yeah, it's like a really deep dark gray, essentially black. All
I
right.
guess I can be comfortable in that.
The two henchmen, do they seem like they've aged?
Yeah, no, and you see the henchmen, and they notice, and you notice that they haven't aged, but they notice for sure that you have aged, and they don't probably say anything right away because you're feeling like maybe a month or so has gone by in terms of the aging, right? Like more like that, not years necessarily, but
So my like facial hairs.
yeah, it's filled
Yeah.
out, and there's no possible way that you could look that way in a day. But they don't say much about that. They're happy to see you return and concerned
But
about you when they see that you're poisoned. What did this?
I'll tell them what we ran into. The creatures we
Poison
fought.
blade.
We have the blades, so we can show them these. What kind of swords are they?
These were short swords.
they're all black.
The short swords, yeah, they're like it's like a what do you call that? Like a
Obsidian?
yeah, it's dark, shiny dark.
Might not be here in the morning.
I think what may occur to you at this point is that you might be able to slow the poison, the effects of the poison, if you can potentially combine a couple of herbs. And across the hall from you is the garden area. You also have a stash of other herbs and things of the. So if you'd like to try to create something, I think it might be fair for the herbalists to attempt to try to create a salve that would slow the effects of the poison.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, and if you want to try 2 of those, we'll see if you can, or each of you try one of those. We'll see if you can, either one of you can create a successful salve for one
An
for each.
herbalism or a healing?
Herbalism.
Yeah.
How about Griff? Are you going to try to make one also?
Trying. It's
Looking at filling my other slots up. So I was wrong on that.
So you're able to make one dose successfully, and Renwick insists, Griff, that you apply that.
We have one astonishing fortune left. You guys want me to try?
Do you think you might need it for your Constitution modifier? That is my only concern. Or maybe if you have 2 potions, you don't need your Constitution modifier anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, your Constitution saving throw against the poison.
Because you got to try to shake the poison one more time, or again, yeah, at some point.
I think I have enough hit points left to survive.
There's one left.
It's up to you.
Yeah,
We only got 8 minutes
It
left,
doesn't-
guys.
All right.
Yep.
Either
I'll try
way,
again.
it doesn't benefit you to keep it.
Do it up.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Okay.
Right.
So now you and Renwick both have been able to apply a salve that Seharn was able, and you were able to assist him with, and the two that will slow the effects of the poison. So basically, it's going to delay the next effect that it has, but ultimately there will be a point in time where you're going to have to try to shake it again. So what we'll do is, I assume you guys are getting ready to rest.
Take a rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're wanting to do before we process your rest?
Maybe make sure go around to everybody, top them off with water, make sure they drink with their endless water supply.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great idea. Yeah, I think even your 2 men here would be curious about to try it. And it would likely be fresher than anything they're still carrying around with them. So I forgot, what were their names again? Quinn? I think Quinn and Quig and Iliac. Okay.
Iliac.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So if not, then if you guys are just going to try to rest up and get your benefits from rest, what Is there any watch order or that you're taking that's different or anything like that?
No. it's just-
Maybe can I attempt to maybe set a noisemaker on the door, a trap just for alarm?
Do you have set
I
snares
don't have
or
set
anything?
snares. I think last time we did just a dexterity
Yeah,
check.
you can just do that. Or you have find remove traps, right?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, you can just do dex for now if you're just trying to rig up a noisemaker. So unfortunately, that is you're having some difficulty with that. I'll see if Renwick is having some difficulty. Wow,
Yeah, it's
what a
fine.
time to
It'll
roll that.
work.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It'll make plenty of noise. It'll make plenty of noise. Essentially, because you have these two here as well, they'll help keep watch. So if there's nothing else, let's have Griff and Renwick attempt savings throws versus poison again, and see if they can shake these effects or take the effects. This is where I needed that last roll. Ugh. All right, so okay, so Renwick rolled a 20, nat 20 on his. So he's actually kicked his poison, and this is going to be the last for him. Okay, so
Oh,
oh my god. Oh my god. These rolls. Okay, so you take 7 damage, Griff.
Got 2 hit points left.
And
I still feel sick.
yeah, you
Even with
still don't
this
feel
load.
well. However, this is happening throughout the night, basically, is when this has occurred. What we'll do is bring you guys to the morning after, and you can go ahead and add your constitution bonus or a point otherwise if you don't have a con bonus, so that you have that, and then Seharn, you would have the benefit of having your spells back as well. You can at least top him off or whatever before if you want, or if you have something else you want to try.
here's what I'm worried about. How quickly is this man taking damage compared to like
it's
I have
slowed. So what you feel like is that originally when he got it, it was happening every couple minutes, and then it slowed to every couple hours, and so now you feel like it's gonna happen maybe once or twice a day, that he's gonna suffer from the effects. You're not exactly sure, but you know that you've slowed it with the salve that you fashioned.
how many hit points we get back overnight. D2, D4, plus con.
No, I've just been doing your con bonus and 1 on top, 1
One.
point. Yeah.
So we get 1. I'm grateful for that.
Do you have cure poison?
No, it's not within my realm to be able to cast that. Cure disease is the best I got for now. Other than that, healing.
Can I try to shake it again?
If you guys are trying to stay here long enough to where you can attempt to shake it again, you could. Absolutely. Yeah, should go ahead and make a roll. We'll see if. Oh my god. All right.
I haven't rolled above. I think 6 is the highest I've rolled. Saves.
So it's only 2 damage this time. At least it wasn't 7 or 8.
Gonna hit me with any healing or anything, Seharn? I'm down to 3 hit points.
I can do that for you. You want to roll it?
I'll go for it.
I can hit you up to 4 times, 1d8, but then I'm out for the day.
Let's do one at a time and see how better I feel.
My rolling.
The
It's
dice,
been. How many 2s have I rolled
the
tonight?
dice always keep it interesting, don't they?
5 deuces? At least 4.
He's at 5. Yeah, he's at
5 hit points.
he's at 5 total.
Uh,
There you go.
Alright.
It's a little better. But yeah, you've spent basically like half a day here waiting for the poison to kick, and you continue to feel ill, but at least you're getting buffed with some heal from Seharn. So offsetting, you're not 100%. You don't look right or feel right. Fortunately, Renwick did nat 20 his save, so he did finally kick it. But he's also hurt. He's pretty low. He's got much lower on hit points from the last couple of rounds. So he's now. Oops, he picked up a couple more points, but not enough to be feeling too great either. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I guess we'll park it here in this room, and we'll leave this effect to figure out what we have next session as options to get Griff healed up, unless you guys have anything else you wanted to attempt to do.
Yeah, it's weird. I can detect poison, but can't cure you, apparently.
So we'll have to think on this one. Maybe there is something else that we're missing, but again, you've done what you can. You've slowed the poison. You killed the drow. You've killed everything you've come across, but unfortunately, this effect is lingering right now, and we'll have to figure out what happens to Griff next session.
Yeah, maybe we can.
Maybe Bart's back next session, and that would be huge. Bart probably does have some of this magic, so I think he might be able to assist with disease and poison, or poison, I should say. But
Are we going in 2 weeks? Then you need to go again every other week, Jamie.
yeah, I need to for the next couple of weeks. It'll be that way, and then maybe we'll get back to a weekly game in February.
Sure.
But yeah, so we'll play in 2 more weeks.
Sure. Whatever you got to do, man.
All
So
right.
the first, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Schedule updated.
Cool.
All right. Appreciate it all, gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was good. You survived. You survived. That's a big plus.
We don't
You only
know.
had 3 of you.
Did we?
It was tough. Yeah, you're
Did
right.
we?
But you've survived to the end of
Right?
this session. You've survived to the end of this session.
Yeah.
Because one of our members could have died. He just doesn't know it. We don't know
You
yet.
really, you have 2 folks that just leveled up as well to level 5 that were missing tonight. The 3 of you, and Renwick was with you, of course, so that helped. But the 3 of you really did a lot. You did a lot of stuff. You certainly took a lot of risks.
Yeah. Are you updating the experience?
I will. I haven't updated it yet for this session, but I will update it here, and then we'll see where you guys land. It was updated
after the last one, right?
Yeah, it shows everything from last session. It should be
8,000 away.
Yeah.
5,007 points.
I was level 5, so it would have been 3 times damage.
Oh, really? Let's see. I'm sorry.
On peak level 4.
No.
Level
Okay,
5
yeah,
is at 10,000. I got
Okay,
bamboozled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because the only level 5s right now are Kurza
Wizard.
and Amithra. They'll be L5.
And
she should be L5 on here for some reason. It says L4.
Bart's level 5.
And Bart. Yeah, Bart was already. So you guys are coming up though on it, and again, depending on who's here next time, you're gonna have someone that's level 5, I imagine.
We're gonna have to go check out that center hall eventually.
We'll clear it, and we still got a couple more rooms on the south and west.
I'd like to see our Wiz and our Gladiator gal back with us before we tackle those things.
Yeah, hopefully everybody is able to make it next time, and that really changes things. And you guys are very powerful when you have 5 or 6 of you present. You've taken down some really significant opponents. That's the other thing, Wayne, about your character, about Seharn. You've really come up against some pretty powerful things here in this tower, and so it's been a mixture of some magic resistance and just some lucky rolls that you haven't had the spell effects that you've wanted. But maybe again, take a look, and if there's anything that you wanted to update or change about your character that you feel like he's missing or something like that, feel free to let me know and we can work on that. But I know you all have non-weapon proficiency slots that you could fill and the like. So
I have 3 points. Yeah, I was looking for, as we were playing, as something like an alchemist, but I didn't see that on that list. But I can dig into that. And then I hope survival is good, because I did roll up a secondary character. I haven't entered the numbers yet, but I'm telling you, Tim, yeah, what you said? Your first 2 rolls were 19. 44 plus 4. The best I came out with was a high of 15.
oh wow. 44
So,
plus
yeah.
4, and the highest was what's your lowest? Probably a 14.
No. So I think I have it written down in my
Oh,
notebook.
okay.
My second character was not anywhere near that lucky.
Oh no, I have. 2 11s. I have 2
Oh
11s.
my, really?
2
Yeah.
11s, a 13, 2 14s, and a 15. Those are my
It's
stats.
not bad. It's actually pretty good.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not
How about-
terrible at
mine-
all. It does
mine was
limit a
like-
few of your
Yeah.
class choices, but you've
Yeah,
already got
the-
that nailed down.
So I got no negatives. So, but technically the 13, 14s, and the 15 are all above average.
Yeah, I got 11, 13, 13, 14.
Brandon, I will add to your folder a backup PC, and these guys are talking about you're welcome to work on the character. Just use the character creation handout and do your rolls in Roll20 so that we have all that, and then you can flesh out a new character just in the event that something should happen. I
Eaten
want
by
to
a
make
mimic.
sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure that if the worst does happen, that you've got something else ready to go that you want to play. I'm not trying to kill you all, but this game could happen at any moment. And you've had a couple.
Oh.
Luckily, I would say this too. It talks specifically about the combat strategy of the mimic, that it wants to get everybody stuck to it. So it didn't want to kill you because it already had you incapacitated and wanted to do the same to all the other threats before it started to kill. So that was fortunate. Otherwise, had it chosen to go after you, you were in a bad spot. You were gonna die for sure because it didn't take much for it to hit you. I think its THAC0 is like 12, so it wasn't having a problem hitting you. It was just more the strategy that it doesn't do that. So thankfully, for Seharn, that was. But like I said, any moment, something crazy could happen, and the dice could take us.
It took exactly 50% of my hit points on the wraparound hit. So if it had hit me again, it literally could have just killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at a bonus to hit, I'm sure.
It does 3d4. It does 3d4 with the tentacle attack.
So 7.5 on average. Yeah, 8 points. It probably would have killed me.
I think we spread out our hit points pretty good too, because I didn't get hit by the mimic, but the Drow beat me up pretty good.
Yeah.
Or the Drow.
Yeah.
I don't think I got hit by anything except the mimic the one time.
Yeah.
I'm glad death is on the table in the game because to me, it's not fun if I know I'm going to win all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be Superman. I'm just an aquatic elf on going through life here.
Yeah, and you're grinding it out. It's tough. It's tough sledding.
Yeah.
It's been a challenge, I know. So yeah, I like to try to strike that kind of balance to at least have some fear of things that are happening for your character, but at the same time, I know what it's like. It's so intriguing to just want to open the next door and see what's forward. You don't want to go backward. You want to see what's forward. So
we went pretty far tonight on that.
Yeah, actually, you've
did a lot.
You've done a
came
lot.
across a few interesting finds. Is that leather armor? Do we say it helps hide?
Yeah, it helps. It has a bonus to hide in shadows. Both the cloak and the armor do. However, and I'll just give this away, is that neither one appears to be magical. Interestingly.
That was actually my neck chain thought.
Yeah. Neither one are magical. However, they both give bonuses to hiding in shadows.
Thank you for the metadata. I don't have to waste a slot to determine.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
I could fit into it. That would help me.
This amulet, as we rest tonight, I'm going to try to focus on that and see if I can get anything out of it or make any connection with it. And if not, I might just give it to Kurza to play with. He's the wizard.
Yeah, I think just the conditions, whatever, if there's you feel like there's certain conditions that just haven't occurred yet for you to feel what the amulet might be capable of. So probably is a better idea to let Kurza study it a little bit to see if he can give you other insights, but it just hasn't really revealed itself to you, unfortunately, yet.
Yeah, so Seharn doesn't necessarily feel it's even an item he can use. Like we just ended up with it. We were just giving stuff like, why don't you hang on to this? That's all. That's the only reason I have it.
Yeah, I think that there's that distribution that goes on where I've grabbed this, so you take this, and you got the amulet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be a wizard item or something completely different. I don't know.
Say anything on the gloves that Nod's been wearing as well, as circumstances arise that he might have a better inclination on what they are.
No.
Forgot about those.
Nope. Nope. Nothing yet has happened for those.
Tomorrow, try picking our pockets, see what happens.
Yeah, that could happen. You never know. You never know.
Never know.
He's motivated. He's a motivated Minotaur, that's for sure.
Let's see how well I can actually pick a pocket.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it is impressive how much you guys got done without Kurza here, and Kurza is a really important piece now without Baden, because there's definitely some things that probably only he can unlock for you in certain ways. But for you to have cleared as much as you cleared, and you didn't have really any offensive magic that you were able to use or anything like that, it's impressive. You've got some pretty sturdy 4th level characters across the and you guys work as a team.
We got some good hit rolls and things like that too.
Yeah,
got a little lucky there.
Yeah, the
not.
mimic had 8 hit dice, so you know
Oh.
it's pretty sturdy, but it's not that difficult to hit.
I kept rolling deuces. I rolled 3 or 4 of those. The 2s tonight. I did 0 damage with my weapon, and I did not roll a damage die. Still did end up rolling a damage die. I don't believe I did at all. And my spell failed, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But we probably Griff wouldn't be here, and Renwick probably wouldn't be here without your herbalism. Or
yeah, the combination of these guys doing that was probably the best thing.
Definitely not a complaint in any way. It's just
I got down to 2 hit points at one point, and you
that was a little
healed me back
unnerving.
up.
That was a little unnerving. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy,
Griff
I need a girl.
Griff was
Maybe
really on the edge, and he's not out of the woods by any means.
Yeah.
He's still, so we'll have to deal with that. See how things go for him next session.
Yeah, hopefully Bali will have power out there on the West Coast.
Yeah.
To play next week.
Yeah.
All
right, guys.
Horrible.
All right, guys.
Thanks so
much.
much. Good session.
Thanks.
Take care. We'll see you next time.